Today's vaccine is this doesn't usually happen. The Daily Report number 387 by Ted Irvis. Like, so then link to the video will be the description below. Go and check them out. So let's into this vaccine 3, 2, 1.
Last night, something pretty unusual happened while I was working on my essay. And normally, when I write essays for classes, I have a super hard time. Like, I'll sit there for hours on end and just scratch my head with an empty Word document and have written nothing. And so, the essay is actually due today. It's due at 11:59, and it was 2,000 words. And so,
Wow.
expecting myself to have a couple of hours of just trying to figure out what I was actually going to write about, I sat down last night at like 9 o'clock. I had a fraternity event earlier in the day, which is why I didn't start any earlier. But I sat down at 9 o'clock and I was like, I'll get a couple hours in, start working on this essay, maybe think of like an outline or something to write about. And then hopefully I'll be able to pick up where I left off today. I have a couple of other assignments I wanted to do today, but I was like, maybe if I get some solid progress on it, it will make my day tomorrow easier.
Yeah.
I ended up staying up until 2 a.m. last night, completing the essay, which I did not plan on doing when I set out to start that, because I was hoping to get good sleep. You know, I don't want to throw off my sleep schedule. But for some strange reason, I was like locked in, and I was in the zone of writing. And maybe this was because my writing teacher this term is pretty chill. Normally, I don't necessarily like writing classes, but my college, as most colleges do, has a humanities requirement. You have to take a certain amount of English classes, a certain amount of writing classes, whatever, in order to graduate. And I get that. They want you to be a well-rounded student. It's totally fine. But writing, never been my strong suit. Good news is about the class I'm taking. It's creative writing, which basically means you can write about basically whatever you want. And if you make it interesting, then it's good, you know? And personally, I do videos like this pretty often, and although it's not creative writing, it's kind of creative storytelling, and I guess I had a little bit more practice in this genre than I thought I did, and I got started writing last night. I was writing about working in the wood shop with my dad. It was on my mind because I had just recently made a fraternity plaque with my dad in the wood shop over break, and I made a video about this. But it was really cool. I got to spend some time with him. And it was nice bonding because we used to do that when I was younger. We made like a cutting board for my mom. We used to make like wooden cutouts of our names to put on like our desks and stuff. And like I even remember one time we made like wooden bookmarks to give to teachers for Teacher Appreciation Day.
Yeah.
I guess that tells you a little bit about what kind of kid I was back in elementary school. But it was just a cool memory, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna write about this. And I sat down at 9 o'clock. I wrote a little bit, and then I put on some good music. You know, I put on some grunge music actually, which was interesting because that's the music I used to listen to in the wood shop with my dad while we were doing woodworking, which was really cool. It's kind of like the genre of music that he introduced me to, and I have kind of been exploring it on my own, just listening to all sorts of different artists, like Smashing Pumpkins, Pearl Jam, all these artists that I really like nowadays. And he used to play in the woodshop, and it was cool. I talked about like writing, or not writing. I talked about like woodworking and music and like the relationship my dad and I have. And I was like, wow, this is actually a pretty interesting essay. And I guess I don't know. I knew that the time was passing. Like I saw the clock hit 12, but I was looking at the word count, and I was like, I don't want to write this tomorrow, and I have a general idea of what I want to keep writing, and like I know where I'm going to go with this essay. And so I was like, you know what, I'm just going to sit down and try and get it done. And it was a struggle, right? I mean, you're definitely not working at your peak when you're writing something at 2 a.m. But good news is, this is only a first draft. But for some reason, I had to hand it in today. Each person in the class has a different day that they turn it in on, because everyone's doing like workshops so that people can give feedback on everyone's essays. And then for our final essay, we're gonna have to do like revisions on the stuff that we wrote. So when you think about it in the long run, it's probably better if your first draft is not that good, so that you can show the teacher that you are able to like make a whole bunch of like impactful changes before you turn it in, because I think it's the final actually. So but overall, I thought the message was really cool. Maybe I could, I don't think I could read it in a video, but yeah, that would be a pretty boring video. But yeah, it was just a cool little commentary about my dad and I was like, oh, you know, I'm gonna be excited to share this, I guess, in today's video. So it was something I wasn't expecting to do last night. I definitely wasn't thinking that I was gonna get it all done in one night, but gave me a little bit more time today. I've got some coding labs that I've got to work on. One of my classes has a whole bunch of like aerospace code that I need to write, which is just about as fun as it sounds. And so I've been working on that pretty much all afternoon. I hit the gym, and today is a pretty big milestone. I don't know if it was today or yesterday, but we've actually been going to the gym now every weekday for the past 2 weeks, which is really good. It's always difficult to kind of build consistency with the gym, but I've been mixing my protein shake every day, and like been putting creatine in it, and I've been going to the gym and being consistent, and it feels really good. You know, it feels good to get back into the rhythm of it all, and I actually really enjoy it. So hoping that going forward I can keep that up, and I'll keep you guys updated on how that goes. In a few hours here, I'm headed to a comedy group meeting, so I'm going to talk about the. I wanted to change something before I went to the comedy group. I talked about this in yesterday's video. I was having a little bit of trouble going to the rehearsals and being funny, I guess. And so I'll let you guys know how all that goes in tomorrow's video when I have a more clear update to give you. But that's it for me today. Thank you all so much for watching. My name is Tate Harris. This has been the Daily Report, and I will see you tomorrow.
Wow. But this doesn't usually open the Daily Report number 387 by Ted Harris. The link to the video will be in the description below. Go and check them out and drop a like if you like, and comment below if you want to see more reactions like this one, and subscribe if you're new, and click the bell so you can be notified when I upload. Bye. Wow.